Hello, good evening everyone. My name is Romel Verdudes and I'll be your reporter for this evening. First, I would like to welcome everyone to the Unit 4 of our syllabus. And before we discuss our topic for this evening, let us have first a quick recap on the previous topics that we have, so that we would be able to know and to understand easily our topic for this meeting. In Unit 1, we have the Business Finance Environment, in which we've understand that this subject would help us to become a more better individual, especially in terms of business. For it tackles about business planning, analyzing, and the different aspects and factors on a business finance subject. While in Unit 2, we have the Financial Statement Analysis. It allows us to become more wise in choosing the right companies by looking or interpreting or analyzing the company's financial statement. In Unit 3, we have the Investment Decision that enable us to identify which company or opportunity we should choose or accept by solving the NPV for us to gain more profit and avoid losing our money or resources. This evening, we will discuss about the Unit 4 of our syllabus, which is the Financing Decision. So our objective for tonight is to know what is financing decision, to explore the types of financing, which is the equity and the debt financing, as well as the financing decision in a capital structure. So what is financing decision? Financing decision refers to the decision of a company or a business on where, when, and how should a business acquire a fund. So it means that a financing decision is a decision making of a company on which financing type they should choose for them to form a capital. This is between the two financing types, which is the equity financing and the debt financing. So here we go with the two types of financing. The first type of financing is the debt financing. Debt financing is done through borrowing money in a financial institution such as bank and usually comes with an interest. Mainly, this type of financing, the owners borrow money or loan money to the different financial institution such as bank, lending company, credit corporation, and other financial institution, in which by borrowing money, the owner of a business can operate or run the business with the help of the fund that they borrow. But in this type of financing, the owner need to pay an interest to the financial institution in a certain period of time. The second type of financing is the equity financing. Equity financing refers to the sale ownership interest, most often represented by share, to raise fund for business purposes. This means that the owner of a company or a business sell a portion of a company's equity to the shareholder or investor, but in exchange of it, the investor is asking for an additional share of profit or return for capitals. So the question is, can we both apply the equity and the debt financing at the same time? The answer is yes, and that is what we call financing decision in capital structure, which is the proportion or the combination of equity financing and debt financing. So for example, I am a businessman and I own a business company, and I wanted to expand my business where I need an employee and a more asset or equipments. But at the same time, I don't have enough cash or money to expand my business. So as a business owner, I am looking for a way to find sources of fund, either it's a debt financing or an equity financing. Firstly, I go with the debt financing, where I borrow an amount of 50,000 pesos in a bank and it has a 10% interest rate in a certain period of time. With the amount of 50,000, I was able to have an employee, but I need more cash for more asset or equipments. And my investor or friends ask me or offer me to borrow some cash for an additional assets. But in exchange, the investor asks for 10% ownership interest, or what we call equity, to represent their extent of contribution to the company. In which, with the help of the borrowed money from the banks and with the extra money from my investor or friends, I was able to run my business. At the end of a certain period of time, I pay the 50,000 plus 10% interest from the bank and give the additional share to my investors.
Here's a summary. Debt financing. Debt financing gets funds by borrowing money in a financial institution. Secondly, it has no risk losing management control. In a reason that debt financing, you only borrow money in a financial institution and you are still the one who will manage on how your business will operate. Then debt financing is commonly used in established business because in debt financing, you need to pay your obligation in a certain period of time. So it is needed for your business to operate consistently to pay your obligation. Lastly is the owner is needed to pay an interest over the defined period. Equity financing. In equity financing, we involve selling a portion of company's equity in return for capital. Secondly, it has high risk of losing management control for a reason that you sell a portion of ownership or equity to your investor or friends that give them the right to manage or to make decisions in your business. Next is the equity financing is suitable for early stage businesses, for it focuses more on a business operation than repaying the interest. Because in equity financing, the share of your friends or the investor's ownership will depend on how much the profit of a company get.
Thank you.